afternoon, it's Elaine with Elaine's Custom Cards, and this is the card we're making today using the framed Florets products. It's a really fitting Florets collection. On my last video I showed you the Designer Series paper, and the dies are these two sets of dies. It comes as one set called Framed Florets dies. We're using that, and then we're using these two stamp sets that are part of the collection. These are available while supplies last. You can order starting November the 1st, and it's good until January the 4th, or while supplies last on this for sure, and the paper, the Designer Series paper, and then these gold adhesive backed gems. So we'll be using those today. And the other dies I'm going to use this die from Organic Beauty, and that's this one right here. And then I'm going to use Christmas season, this stamp and this stamp. And then I'm going to use this one, and this one. And then I'm going to cut out the flowers with these two dies. I'm going to use this die for the frame, this die right here, and then this one, and then these two leaves. So let's get started. I've got everything cut out, and what I did was, on the first card I made, on this one I cut out 3 of these frames and then stacked them and glued them together so they give it some dimension. And then on this one I used the what it's called. It's the sheets of it's like dimensional. It comes in sheets. Here it is. Foam adhesive sheets. So I tried that on this one. But this one we're not using any dimension other than on the Merry Christmas. So let's get started here. First thing I did, so it would have a chance to dry, was I colored these. It comes like this, but I wanted my berries to be red, so I used the dark Sweet Sorbet and colored these red. Well, I colored them Sweet Sorbet, but it's definitely coming out as red. So you're going to color those first. Pretty easy to color. Once you get those colored, you're going to set that aside until we're ready to use it. And this piece I die cut using the frame, and it's just the center, and I'll show you here in a second. It's colored. Okay. So I cut it out, and it was the frame like this. Okay? But I only wanted the center. So we're going to set that aside. We're going to take this piece. This is some of the Designer Series paper. This is the other side. But we're going to use the soft succulent side. Go ahead and glue that down. This piece, all these sizes and dimensions will be on my blog. So you can go there and get those, but this is just 5 1/4 by 4. And it's directional. You want to make sure that it's right side up on your card. So make sure you've got it right. So we're going to do that first. then for this, I used the, I'll tell you what it's called. Sometimes remembering everything is what things are called. Here it is, right here. Adhesive sheets, so they're sticky. You stick it on your paper first, and then you die cut it out, and then you can just peel the back off. Hopefully. And then they'll be sticky, and you don't have to use glue. Just like that. Okay? And then you just want to center this on the front of your card, or on top of that designer series paper, as best you can. Let's see here. That looks pretty good. Oh, I think these over just a little bit. It doesn't have to be exact, but for me, exact is what I like. Just don't want it to be crooked. Okay. Once you stick that down, then you're going to take this one, and we're going to just glue it right in the center. Like I said, this one has more dimension. These two have some dimension for the frame. I wanted to try it and make it simple. Try it without the dimension, but you could use the other two methods and get the frame, the whole frame lifted. We're just going to do, this one's going to be super simple because it looks just as pretty just like this. Okay, then we're going to take this one, which is this piece right here, and we're going to glue that over the front. I did that with all of these. I glued this piece just on the front. Lay that down, might be easier to put the glue on it. I don't need much. Just a little around the edges here. Okay, just like that. Just going to lay that on there, get it centered so you can see your decorative holes around the outside edge. And glue that down just like that. Okay, then we're going to take these pieces. I used the gold foil for these, and what I did, I used my scissors that now I can't find. Oh, here they are. Buried them. I didn't need all this stem, so I just cut it off, cut them off. Of each piece here. Okay. Then you can take your mini glue dots. I'm trying to use up my glue dots that came in paper pumpkin. That's what these are. Turn your piece over. Could have had this done ahead of time, but I put glue dot on the wide areas. There. Sometimes they come off with the little backing, but for some reason these don't. Put one there, and then I put one more right there. Okay. Okay. Then I set this just kind of right here, around the edge of the frame, like so. Okay, you can go ahead and put mini Stampin' dimensionals on the back of this if you'd like. I use 3. That way you can get your sprigs where you want them. So let's go ahead and put this on there. This little piece, and I'll show you how I did this. Because what you're going to end up with when you cut this piece out right here is a circle that looks like this. Okay, I use that to stamp sentiments and the flowers that I'm going to use. Let's make sure that's centered and level. It's like that. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing with this one. Put these little glue dots on there. And again, I just tried to put them where the wide spots are, the thickest part of these. So you can use the adhesive sheets, you can use liquid glue on this frame. Of the 4 methods I tried, the adhesive sheets was the easiest. So we're going to put this one right here. Put that up a little higher. Just like so. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and put one of these glue dots on the back of this leaf. And then on the back of this leaf. Okay. And then I have some bigger ones. You can use a dot of glue if you'd like, but I had these larger paper pumpkin glue dots, and I'm going to put one on the back of that flower. One on the back of this flower right here. And like I said, I took this inside piece and I stamped the 3 flowers that I needed, and then the Merry Christmas, and then I colored them with the light Sweet Sorbet, and then die cut them out, and then I cut this to the size I wanted, which is, I'll tell you how big that, or the size of that. I don't know how I keep losing my tools. Oh, here it is. I have a little ruler here. This is 1 7/8 long by 3/8 of an inch. And I stamped it with Evening Evergreen. So the first thing we're going to do is put one of the flowers here, this side. Yeah. Or the other, oh there it is. Oh. Wow, I'm really doing good not being able to find my stuff. Must be stuck to something. Oh, of course. I don't know. Okay, the other one's going to be over here. Just like so. And then we're going to put a large Stampin' dimensional in the center of this flower. Okay. And then I want it to be right about there, and I'm going to take these leaves and put, they curve. So I'm going to put one here on that flower, and the other one is going to go right here on that flower. And then we're going to put this on there, just like so. Okay, then we're going to take our gems, put one in the center of each flower. I thought it needed something. So kind of lift that leaf, put the gem there. Put on that flower. And that's the front of the card. They all look pretty much the same. So this one sticks up. It's like this. This is elevated the most. Then this one's elevated with 3 pieces of cardstock, three frames glued together, and then this one's not elevated at all. Okay. Now we're going to finish the inside. I already stamped it with Evening Evergreen, and I want to do this little image here. So we're going to take this from this stamp set, this one and this one, and then this leaf, these leaves right here. So I'm going to stamp this with Evening Evergreen. Let me get one of these mats behind it, because this is photopolymer. So we're going to stamp this first. Just right, oh, maybe you can't see. There. Okay, right there. Okay. Then we're going to take the leaves, stamp them with Evening Evergreen. You want to get them to where that end of that stem is into the leaves, so it doesn't look like it's separated, just like that. Okay, you can close this, and then we're going to take our Sweet Sorbet, take this image, and make sure I have it the right way. Stand up to do this. You don't want them to be floating, so you're going to want to make sure they touch. Just like so. Okay? Like that. And you can do that, this part on your envelope if you want, but if you're going to color, like I'm going to take the light or the dark soft succulent and color the inside of these. If you're going to put this on your envelope, you're going to want to put a piece of cardstock inside the envelope over or under this so that you don't bleed through to the other side of your envelope. So I'll show you what I used. I took the backing piece that comes in with the Designer Series paper and cut it up into, these are about, well, this one's 4.5 by 4, but you can, make it, and you just stick it down in the envelope so that the Stampin' Blends doesn't bleed through to the other side. Okay, and you're going to take this and glue it inside your card. Now you can decorate the inside of your card differently. You could use more flowers and color them red. I just kind of like the berries. This piece of cardstock is 4 7/8 by 3 5/8. By cutting my cardstock this way, I can get 5 of this size out of one piece of cardstock. So there's your card. You have to tell me which one you like better. They all look the same, but if you look at this one, you can see it's got more dimension because this is the one with the foam adhesive sheets. This is the one that I glued 3 together, 3 of these frames. And then this is the one that's single and that I use just the plain adhesive sheets on. So that's your cards for the day. Click the down arrow, take you to my blog to order these products starting November 1st until January 4th, or while supplies last. And I believe that these two things will be in the new catalog that comes out in January. But this, and the designer series paper will not be in there. So you've got to get them while you can. You have a blessed day and have fun stamping.